Alright guys, today the cold steel AD-10 S35VN. Before I get started, you can see one side of the tip is kind of funny. And yes, this does get wider. The grind gets thicker as you get to the tip. However, this one is ground off center all the way back through. The plunge grind right there, that is ground off center and further up on one side than the other. No, that is not why I am not a big fan of the AD-10, but we're going to go ahead and test this S35 today. Use same normal stuff. And I did have someone ask a while back, is this brass? This indeed is brass. I was positive it was brass before. It's been a while since I've seen any bronze. I did get a chance to handle some in the past couple days. This is not bronze. So we'll go ahead and start out like always on the chunk of 2x4 here. Oh, and before I get started, brand new 17 degree per side edge on this. So no problem carving on some soft wood. No damage whatsoever that I can see. Go ahead and same area, do a little bit of chopping into this. No problems on softer wood. Didn't figure there would be. I don't think the softer wood is going to pose a challenge to too many steels till we get down into the budget stuff. As you guys already saw on the RPM 9, the piece of pine 2x4 really tore up that edge. So go ahead and put it onto some harder wood. So no damage that I can see or feel. So now we'll go ahead and do a little bit of impact on that, just like with all the other ones. Same spot as normal, right in here. As you guys can see, still looking pretty good. Nothing that I can feel anywhere along the back portion of the edge there. So we'll go ahead and move on to the piece of aluminum. Go ahead and move up to about here, right before the belly starts. Okay, and right there you can see it. Right there you have all that light reflecting from the apex. That is some aluminum residue stuck on there. Right in there. I can feel that it is rolled over. All in this entire area. Not very bad, but it is nonetheless, it's rolled over and I can feel it catch my fingernail on it. Yes, it's about enough to keep it from... Yeah, it's enough to keep it from cutting. Here you can see a good shot of the roll. So we'll go ahead and move further up, put it against the brass fitting, and see what happens. That is the damage from the brass. So it took a little bit, it's a little bit bigger roll from the brass than the aluminum. Not by much, but it is definitely there. So S35VN, no problem on wood. You know, soft and mid-hardness wood. And it will at some point get some harder wood. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, and we'll come back and see how some of these do against some much harder wood. So that is how the S35VN fared. Yes, I can already tell this is too big of a roll on the brass and aluminum for me to bring back on a strop. It's big enough it would tear up the face of the strop. Now, while we're on this real quick, go ahead and talk about why I don't like this. One big thing is my hands are very crowded in the available grip area. I really have to try and smash my fingers together to get them to fit. And another thing I don't like is the particular combination of the backlock cutout and the clip-on here. Whenever I'm putting force down, is just digging into my hand. Because I am cramped on here, even as solid of a grip I can get, I can still move it around a fair bit. So this whole combination area here does not work well for me, as well as how tight this entire area right here is. And to give you guys an idea of how big that area is, it is a little bit bigger than the grip area of a PM2, and I cannot get all the way inside the PM2 grip area either. So that is where the forward choil comes in. For me, it actually takes it from a 3.5 finger knife to something I can use. On the AD-10, I really don't have that. This is not a usable choil in any stretch of the imagination. Even just my fingertip in there is right up on top of the edge. So don't dislike the size. Grip area is way too small. Huge hot spot over in this side of the knife for me. So that is why I think the Ultimate Hunter is 100 times better knife than this is. Now, S35VN, talked about that before. It is probably one of my least favorite steels. I dislike soft M390 just as much, but S35VN, not a steel that I like. The only ones I've ever used that I would say for me are usable is the CRK S35VN and the Demco S35VN. Now, I haven't used Tinder S35VN since I don't like it. It's not something I've ever looked to get to try out. Don't like it enough to spend that kind of money just to see if I like their S35 or not. Same with Medford. Zero interest in trying their S35. I'm perfectly happy with S30V. I know how long S30V will last for me under my normal EDC use. S35VN, on the other hand, I am going to go ahead and do a carry and use video with it and document my use so that I can compare it to some of the other steels that I've done, and I will give you guys all the reasons then that I don't like S35. I only own a few knives in S35. This is one of them. I only picked this up way back when to check it out, and I am going to do some testing with it. This may be the knife that I carry for the S35VN carry use. We'll see. Like I said, I don't have many choices to make that happen, so if you guys have any questions, comments, and usually the cold steel S35 is done well enough. It ranges from average to a little bit better than average compared to some of the other S35VN that I have tested. So it's definitely not because this is too soft or not done very well. Only be done so good in a production setting. But that's all I have for this one. As always, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.